You know, I try very hard not to make this show political, but the problem is when politics messes with tech, as it looks like the United States' decision to ban WeChat might affect Apple more than anyone thinks. The public beta of watchOS 7 is finally here, but we also have some very interesting new features that Apple Watch is getting from Google. And if you've been waiting a long time for that Microsoft Surface Duo, don't worry, it might not be that much longer. I'm Jaime Rivera, it's Monday, and I do hope that everyone is staying safe and healthy, and also wearing a mask. Sadly, more of my loved ones are contracting COVID-19, so please guys, just wear a mask, protect your loved ones as well. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals, some compelling, some not necessarily. It all depends on exactly what you're looking for to buy right now. For example, let's start it off with the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which is currently available $171 off on Amazon, leaving it at $1,228 shipped with a US warranty. The 2019 27-inch iMac is also $250 off, meaning you can get the 6-core Intel i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 1 terabyte of storage variant for $1,700. If you're interested in the HomePod, for reasons I don't understand, Best Buy currently has it $100 off, meaning you can get it for $199. Now we've got more deals for Sennheiser headphones in addition to Jabra earbuds, which I use a lot in the links in the description. Now let's talk about Huawei and the current spin of events that's happening. If you remember, the company had issues because, they had a ban that would not allow them to even buy chip technology from TSMC. And so we heard last week where the Mate 40 series, for example, would be the last device running a Kirin chip. Apparently, the company would have to look for alternatives, but guess what those alternatives might end up being? According to the Wall Street Journal, Qualcomm made a presentation to the United States government to remove restrictions and let them sell Snapdragon chips to Huawei. They're pitching it by saying that this ban could drive billions of dollars to foreign chip makers like Samsung and MediaTek, and lifting this ban could help Qualcomm stay competitive. Qualcomm's goal right now is to sell to every smartphone maker, and if a shift in the 5G market share changed, this could be big for them, but obviously with the current state of politics, I don't know how that's going to end. Now it's been 11 months since we've been waiting for the Microsoft Surface Duo? I know. Last week it went through certifications and it looked like we were getting closer to a launch date, and we still don't have it. Now we have some new leaked renders from Evan Blass showing off the AT&T variant of the device. On these pictures, we can see the phone both open and closed, showing off the interface. We also get to see the selfie camera and the pretty big bezels, and it looks like there's no main camera on the outside. There's also a leaked video which surfaced months ago, pun intended, showing off that you can interact with the phone without it being fully open. We're still expecting the device to launch sometime, but hey guys, this is Microsoft. They're really good at these things. And after several developer betas, finally we get watchOS 7 public beta available to everyone. Obviously, it is a beta. There are bugs. I haven't installed it on my Apple Watch just yet. I do depend on it a lot lately. So I'm still waiting to see what the impressions are, but so far, this can pretty much be installed like the iOS beta by downloading profiles, and since this is the first release, again, bugs are expected. It brings new features like sleep tracking, updates to complications, and more. But speaking of new features, I think what's cooler is the fact that Google just announced several of them for Apple products that are independent of the beta. For example, now you get fully working Google Maps in an application for the Apple Watch that works pretty similar to the iPhone application, letting you get walking, biking, public transit, and car directions on your wrist. Some destinations need the iPhone to be able to work properly, but it also supports step-by-step, and it gives you an ETA, and then we also get more updates for features like CarPlay, where there's a new dashboard integration for the media application now, the calendar and turn-by-turn directions as well, and it's actually even presented in a split view window, if I understood correctly. We'll see what we get, actually. I'm interested. I mean, Google Maps, if there's one thing that I would use Apple Maps a lot was for walking directions, because they wouldn't tell you go south or go west. If you're asking for walking directions, you kind of don't know where that is, whereas the Apple Maps directions will just tell you walk left, walk right, and so let's see how Google does it. But all right, yeah, we're gonna get a little political again. Let's talk about TikTok and the current developments and the state of it, because yeah, that's gonna be weird. If you haven't been following, the US president basically told them they had 45 days to sell the US arm of TikTok to a US company, or they will be banned in the United States. Well, since then, we've heard Microsoft interested in buying, and it looks like Twitter wants it too. Now, according to Reuters, Microsoft is still the front runner, but Twitter has apparently approached ByteDance to make the acquisition. The problem is that Twitter is worth around $30 billion, which is almost the value of TikTok, which is crazy. And we're talking about its assets to be purchased here. So yeah, they would need to raise additional capital to make this deal happen. However, it looks like ByteDance doesn't want to stay quiet. They will reportedly be filing a federal lawsuit in Southern California for the president's far-reaching action, which is unconstitutional and based on pure speculation. We'll keep you posted as how that develops because yeah, that's the current state. Right now, sadly, we've got Reels on Instagram being launched because, I mean, you've never really seen Facebook copy anything that other social media apps do, right? None. And finally, the most interesting news today have to do with the consequences. The consequences of what happens when major giants like these get banned and how this really ends up affecting US companies whether the United States likes it or not. I'll give you an example. WeChat. For those of you that don't know what this service is, in the United States, it's not necessarily the biggest thing. It's a way to communicate with people in China. The problem is that in China, WeChat is huge. I would probably say that it's the biggest app out there. It's literally your social media, your payment service, your chat, everything blended into one application. And here's the thing, there was recently an executive order, kind of like the one from TikTok, where the US ends transactions with WeChat and its parent company, Tencent. Now, the question is, what are these consequences? According to Ming-Chi Kuo, Apple could suffer a lot from this, as WeChat currently has 1.2 billion users monthly, and banning it globally from the App Store could be catastrophic. He laid out different scenarios as to how this might affect iPhone sales. And for example, in the best case scenario, shipments would be affected by 3 to 6%, but in the worst case scenario, iPhone shipments globally could decline 25 to 30%. And this would also translate to other products like the Apple Watch, AirPods, and even Macs. Apparently, the order takes effect on September 20th, and this is so serious that Ming-Chi Kuo is even recommending companies, investors, and everyone to hold out on their investments as this could be really bad. Yeah, that's how serious this is. Let us know in the comments down below, what do you think about, you know, politics messing up with tech? Do you like it? Do you not? Because it's the new thing right now. It's happening, and I don't know. In my case, I'm concerned that we created this globalized world 25 years ago when the internet was born, and then with so many trade deals and everything, and now we're planning to shut it down and we expect there to be no consequences. And I hate the fact that as consumers we are affected by these things. I'm sadly mixed about the way I feel about this, but I would love to debate about it in the comments with you guys later today. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram. Follow me on my personal handles to ask you for the obvious in these weird times. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.